Hi, this is Alan Min with Front End Audio, and we're here with some of the pieces from Speck Electronics. Speck Electronics is the work of Vince Poulos, a designer in California, and they've been around for over 35 years and make some really fantastic equipment. Though we have a couple of other pieces up on the table, I want to focus on the MicPre 5.0 for this video. And the MicPre 5.0 is exactly that. It's a microphone preamplifier, but it has some really cool features to it. Mainly, it is a microphone preamplifier, a high-pass filter, and also it has the ability to be connected with up to 4 other MicPre 5.0s, and also have the inserts send and returns on each one of these units to make a 4-channel mixer. So basically, you can have create channel strip with the EQ, the ASC here. Of course, they have the 500 series that also stands alone and can be connected through as well. But these two pieces work really well together to make a channel strip and rack mount into one space. So, anyways, we're going to cover all of that. As far as the sound, it's a very clean MicPre. The thing about the cleanness of this is it's a very weighty clean. I noticed this with the Speck Xlr, which is their summing mixer. It's something that you might think that clean would be very boring and not something you would want to go after. I found this to really be a mind changer listening to their equipment. The reason for this is that usually it's a fully balanced signal path throughout, and that adds to the weight of the and the size of the audio. So it's not something that's like gaining that through frequency response. What I'm finding is that the frequency response in the MicPre 5.0 is incredibly linear. It does not have a false sense of a low end that's there through like a non-linear bass boost or anything like that. It's just a very true sound, and this was really apparent to me up through the rest of the frequency spectrum. Whenever I had been using this for, say, on a hi-hat, I had been using another preamp that really had a very hard sound to it. Some really kind of cutting tones up and around 3K. Ended up changing the microphone over to the 5.0, and magically it just seemed like everything was together. It was right in the mix. Didn't have to EQ it. It was just a perfect thing. And the high pass filter here is a really handy feature to have. The reason being is that without the things like tape to basically do a natural roll off in the low frequency, you have the ability to engage this and just automatically sweep and clean up the low end, because digital just automatically captures everything. And so this basically cleans up a lot of the trash that would just be caught up and affecting speakers physically, much more so than what we can hear audibly. So it does affect the physical reaction of a speaker to basically be able to more clearly recreate low frequencies that you want to focus on in your mix. So this is a really handy thing to have here. And so it is switchable. You can switch it in and out. Kind of going back over this area there, I do want to cover that the MicPre has 70 dB of gain, so it's really good for working with ribbon microphones as well, which is actually what I was using on the hi-hat. So you do have plenty of gain for that. And you have a fine trim that basically works in between the stepped positions here on the main gain. One of the things too, this is transformer balanced output, but you have the option to basically switch between transformer balanced and active electrically balanced. So if you don't want to have any effect that the transformer could put into the signal, then you can take that out immediately and have a very clean signal path. Plus, on the back, on the Xlr Output, you have the ability to basically remove anything after the preamp to basically have the cleanest signal path as possible. So that's a really handy thing to have as well if you're just about pure clarity. Finally, reaching the mixer section over here, you have the ability basically just to, it's really the control that you would imagine to have on, as like your fader and pan. So you have those functions there, and whenever you have all 4 of them together, you really don't have a master control or whatever. They're just all going to work together to create the one main output. And we're going to see basically how that would work on the back of the unit here. Moving to the back of the unit, you'll see where we have the microphone plugged in, and then next to it is the main Xlr output. We're not using it in this case because I wanted to use the mixer function of this to show you basically that you have that ability on this unit as well. That output, it's a stereo output. We're just using one side because it's mono going to the camera. But over here on the Xlr output, you have the ability to, with this switch, the one I told you about before, take out any of the other components of the audio signal path that would be going here. So mainly the high pass filter, things of that nature. The rest of the back of the unit is dedicated to the power supply functions and also to the mix functions. Basically, the power supply is designed in such a way that it allows you to be a lot more efficient with plugs. If you want to use this as a channel strip with one of the EQ units, then basically you have the auxiliary DC out, which with a special cable available through us or through Speck, basically you can connect the auxiliary DC out directly up to the ASC unit EQ and power it directly off of just the one power cable along with the MicPre 5.0. Very cool. I like that function because, as we all know, power plugs are a premium in our racks. So the fewer the better. And then below that auxiliary DC out is going to be the Mixbus connection. And that's going to basically allow you to connect up to 4 of these units. Not seeing 2 of them, you start going, how do I daisy chain these units together? Well, there's 2 different kinds of cables available. One of them is just a simple one-to-one connector, so you connect 2 of these together. Another is basically where it has 4 of these plugs on it, and so it allows you to connect the 4 together. But that's really the limit of that connectivity. And then finally, back to the middle of the unit here. On the bottom, this is the Mixbus output. We're only using the mono out here just since it's going to the camera. But you do have a left and a right. And then above that is where you would basically plug, is your insert. So that's where the EQ would go in and out of. When you really take all the features and the sound and the quality of construction and the service that Speck gives, all this stuff into account, you really are hard-pressed to find a better value in a mic preamp, especially considering the price point. So for more information on all the Speck gear and for all your pro audio needs, check us out online at frontendaudio.com. Thanks.